This is George VanHoutte from out here in Bruce Township, Northern Farm Market. What we're doing out here on these farms here is that we're putting artificial drainage in. And what's the main purpose for these tiles, when we put our specialty crops in, that they'll drain the water off of when we get these big rains. And good chance possibly saving the crop. Tiling is actually artificial drainage. Years ago that they used to use these little clay tile that were about 12 inches long, and they used to set them all in by hand. And now what it is, it's all roll tubes that it's in a big roll, maybe about 5,000 feet in a row, and then they'll run right alongside there a machine, and a machine will put it in it. That the tile machine will give it the right grade and everything, and they'll have enough pitch so that the tile that the water will flow over to the mains, and the mains are always bigger than the tile out in the field. Slits in the tile, there's different type of holes that they make real fine slits. They make coarse slits. All depends on your soil type. If you got a lot of sandy soil, you want the finer slits so that the sand doesn't plug up your tiles. It takes a little bit longer to drain. So that means there that you got to bump up your size of your tile so that you get the same performance. Now this ground right here, that we could use coarse slits in them because it's a clay bottom, and we won't get the silt there filling in these tiles. Now once you get a farm tiled, you should be able to get 100 years of use out of them if you maintain the ends, stop root growth going into the tiles. A lot of times with our specialty crops, the first season that it would pay for itself. If we get severe weather, and then along with saving the crop, it gives us more of a window to get out here and to harvest after a heavy rain, where that most of the water would be artificial drained off. So these are kind of like the benefits: higher yields, saving the crop, getting out there and getting to harvest these crops, and especially with our type of operation, that we need to get out here and harvest some of these crops 7-8 times a year, maybe 10. Where that soybeans and field corn maybe once a year, but even with the soybeans and field corn people, there's more and more people that are tiling. Now this piece of land right here that we end up we're renting from an individual that gave me a 7-year lease, and I feel that they'll give us enough time to give us payback on this tile job.
I'm Richard Barringer. I'm the curator of the Romeo Historical Society. Today they're moving this barn. Isaac Taft probably built it around 1834. It's one of the oldest buildings that I know of around the area. They're preserving the building by picking it up and moving it half a mile north along Fisher Road. The company has come in here and secured the building by putting metal I-beams between the posts so they can lift it up. They're putting air pillows underneath timbers, and they're jacking it up with air pressure. And you can feel, if you're touching the side of the barn and they're injecting air into the air pillows, you can actually feel the barn rising up next to you. Then once they get it high enough, they're going to put two very long they just let some air out of the pillows there, and so the barn has dropped down on the timbers, and they're going to rearrange the timbers and put the pillow a little higher, and they're going to keep on raising it so that they can put these very long I-beams underneath, and they're going to put sets of truck tires underneath the I-beams. They'll hook it up then to a semi and pull it from this location through the field, over the ditch, up Fisher Road, and they're going to turn down a dirt road and make another left turn up the driveway, and they're going to go through a field. They had to remove trees, and they're going to have to level the ground, and they'll put it on a new foundation concrete has been poured already, and they'll preserve the barn. The Historical Society wants to support preservation like this.